Okay, good morning everyone. Good morning my dear students. Yan. And nandito na naman tayo para mag-aral ng ating grade 9 math lessons. Yan, palakpakan naman natin ang bawat isa sa atin. I hope you are well and I hope na wala po kayong sakit. Patuloy lang tayo sa ating laban, no? Lalong-lalo sa pag-aaral kahit na may pandemic. Yan. So we're done with extracting square root and factoring now. Here we are with solving quadratic equation by completing the square and by quadratic formula. Okay? Yan. If magaling na kayo mga dear students, no? Ito yung pinakamahirap. Magaling na kayo sa ating extracting square root, factoring. Okay yun. Meron na kayong two ways in solving quadratic equation, no? So ito kasi yung pinakamahirap na ways, no, in solving quadratic equation. Ito yung isa sa pinakamahirap na paraan which is the completing the square, no? Pero kung meron kayong choice, if you can use factoring, pwede nyo siyang gamitin kasi ito mahaba to. Pero we're just gonna encounter this lesson, no, para sa ating melts. Okay? So yan. So, let's start. Let's get it on. So, ano ba yung ibig sabihin ng completing the square? This method means transforming one side of equation into a perfect square trinomial. Ano ba yung perfect square trinomial? Pag sinabi nating perfect square trinomial, ito yung mga trinomial na may factor sila. Ano yung factor nila? Yung factor nila is square binomial. Yung a plus b times a plus b, no? Ginagawa nating a plus b squared, no? Yung mga ganon, yun yung tinatawag nating perfect square trinomial. Again, ang perfect square trinomial, ito yung trinomial na can be factored as the square of binomial. Okay. So, halimbawa, magbigay tayo. Kunyari, itong a squared plus 2ab plus b squared, ang factor niyan is equal to a, or the quantity a plus b, raised to 2 or squared. Okay? So, yan. And then the other one will be a squared minus 2ab plus b squared, or that is equal to a minus b, yung factor niya, raised to 2, or the quantity a minus b squared. Okay? Here's another example. Lagyan natin ng number naman. So, tsaka letter din. So, we have x squared plus 6x plus 9. Ang factor niya will be x plus 3 squared. No? Mapapansin nyo yung factor niya, yung twice the product of this x and 3. No? So, if you multiply this one, 3 times x, no, times 2, that is equal to 6. Okay? Or the factor this one, ang factor naman ito, the square root of x squared is x. Square root of 9 is 3. So, x plus 3 squared. Yan lang mag-factor niyan. So, malalaman natin na kapag perfect square trinomial yan, no, kapag yung nasa gitna, no, the square root ng the first term and then the square root of the last term, okay, yung, which is x and 3, if you multiply this one and then multiply it by 2, o twice, double it, ito yung magiging sagot, that is 6. Kaya 2ab. The square root of a squared is a, square root of b squared is b, and then twice mo siya, or times 2. So, yun ay perfect square trinomial. And that can be factored at the square of binomial. Again, another example is x squared minus 12x plus 36 equals x minus 6. Okay? So, x squared, ang square root niyan is x. Square root naman ng 36 is 6. Minus or subtraction yung ginamit natin kasi subtraction yung nasa middle term o yung nasa linear term ng ating quadratic equation. Okay? If you multiply this one, x times 6 is 6x, double it, or multiply it by 2, and that is 12x. Okay? I hope you are getting my point, no, about the perfect square trinomial. Yan. I hope na nasusundan natin. Okay? Paano ba natin i-solve gamit yung completing the square by making a equation to be a perfect square trinomial? Ano pa ba yung mga steps? So, para without further ado, No, magbibigay tayo ng halimbawa para mas lalo nating maintindihan. Okay, let's get it on. Okay, the first, let's have solve for the root of x squared minus 4x minus 5 is equal to 0. Of course, we're going to use completing the square. Okay, ano ba yung first step natin? Una, we're going to write the equation in the form such that c is on the right side. Meaning to say, etong negative 5 should be on the other side of the equation. Okay? So, by adding both positive 5 on both sides of the equation, so magiging x squared minus 4x equals 5. So, etong negative 5, nilipat natin, galing yan dito sa kaliwa. Napunta siya sa kanan. So, yun yung shortcut natin, no? Yung transposition. But the proper way is addition property of equality by adding 5 to both sides of the equation. So 0 plus 5, that is equal to 5. Okay, ano yung next step? No? Ang susunod nating step is to check if A is not equal to 1. Okay? So, check natin. A naman natin, 1. Kasi yung A natin is katabi ng x squared. So, 1x squared yan. So, wala tayong gagawin. Pero sabi rito, if A is not equal, divide the complete equation by A. So, i-divide mo kapag hindi equal sa 1 yung A natin. The whole equation. But in this case, ang A natin is equal to 1, we will proceed to step number 3. Ayan. Now, add the square of half of the coefficient of term x. Ayan. Which is b, ito yung x natin. Diba? Ax squared plus bx. Yan. So, ang gagawin natin, we're going to add b over 2a dun sa both side of the equation. Bakit tayo mag-add, sir? Kasi mag-add tayo to make this one, x squared minus 4x, a perfect square trinomial. And then later on, we can factor it at the square of the binomial. Yan. I-add tayo dito. Ano yung i-add natin? Ito yung i-add natin, yung b over 2a square. The parentheses or the quantity b over 2 square. Both sides, siyempre, no, sa equation, tandaan natin yan, kung ano yung ginagawa natin sa kaliwa, gagawin din natin sa kanan. I-balance kasi yan. Okay, so what's next? So let's compute or solve for what is b over 2 square. Okay, what is b over 2? In this equation, ang b natin is negative 4. I hope you can still remember how to get the value of a, b, and c. Kasi pag hindi mo na siya masyadong naaalala, malilito ka, magkakamali ka agad. Okay, importante na alam mo pa rin yun. So, kung hindi mo na naalala, pakibalikan mo na lang. Okay? So, i-divide mo lang yung negative 4 kasi ano tayo, PEMDAS, parenthesis muna. Then after nun, exponent. So negative 4 over 2 is negative 2. And then negative 2 times negative 2, that is equal to 4. Meaning to say, ang b over 2 square, itong b over 2 square na yan is equal to 4. Yan yung i-add natin, both sides of the equation. So magiging ano na siya? X squared minus 4x plus 4 equals 5 plus 4. Saan natin nakuha yung 4? Huwag malilito, dito yan sa b over 2. Ito po yung critical dito, no? You have to know how to solve for b over 2. Yan, ito yung pattern. Yan yung i-add, yan yung magiging formula mo. Okay? So, what is the next step? Okay, so before the next step, add muna natin, of course, yung 5 plus 4. That is equal to 9. 5 plus 4 is equal to 9. And then the next step is we're going to factorize or factor the left side of the equation as the square of the binomial. Okay? So, etong ano natin, x squared minus 4x plus 4 can be factored as a square of binomial. Okay? So, i-post nyo muna kung gusto nyo, try nyo i-post and then bago i-reveal yung answer, sagutin nyo muna on your own para nakakasunod kayo, guys. Yan, pero if ang factor niyan will be the square root of 4. Anong square root ng 4? 2. Ang square root ng x squared is x, di ba? Kukunin mo lang yan. So, square root ng x squared is x, square root ng 4, 2, and then copy the sign nung nasa middle term natin, which is minus or subtraction. So, therefore, ang magiging factor niyan is x and 2, x minus 2 squared. Yan. So, ganun lang mag-factor yun kasi nag-add ka na ng naging perfect square trinomial na siya. You just have to get the square root of the first term, your first term, and then your last term. And then, just copy the sign of your middle term, yung linear term. Subtraction yan, kaya x minus 2. Okay? Then, of course, kapag may ganyan na, if you can still remember, guys, ito yung sinosolve na natin using the extracting square root. No, grabe, no? Kaya ito mahirap, no? Gagamit kayo ng completing the square, tapos may factoring, meron pang extracting square root. No? So, balikan mo yung extracting square root kung nakalimutan mo na. Ito, kung naalala mo, ito yung gagawin. Take the square root of both sides. Ito na tayo. So, meaning to say, kukunin ko lang yung square root niyan. Square root ng x minus 2 squared equals square root of 9. So, cancel na yung square root tsaka yung exponent na 2. Okay? And then, x minus 2 will be square root ng 9 natin ay 3. So, lagi natin nilalagay, positive, negative. Okay? And this one, negative 2, ililipat mo lang yun dun sa kabila, magiging, no? Solve for the root. So, we're going to solve for the variable, yung x. So, kailangan, pag nagsusolve na ng x, wala nang kasama si x, isolated na siya. So, yung negative 2 must or should be in the other side of the equation. So, nilipat natin. X equals 2 plus minus 3. Ano ba ibig sabihin yan? Ibig sabihin yan, x equals 2 plus 3 at saka x equals 2 minus 3. So, we have x equals 2 plus 3 which is equal to 5. Diba? So, that will be your x sub 1. So, yun yung una nating nakuhang x. And then the other one will be 2 minus 3. So, x equals 2 minus 3. 2 minus 3 is negative 1. So, x sub 2 is equal to negative 1. Okay. So, matatama natin yan if papalo lang tayo sa direction na ginagawa. And make sure na mag-follow lang tayo ng tama. Okay? I-practice natin yan. Right practice makes it perfect. So, kailangan lang paulit-ulit pinapractice, no? Okay, so let's have another example. So, number 2 example. Number 2, solve for the root of 3x squared minus 2x minus 6 is equal to 0. Again, balikan natin yung mga steps. Isa-isahin natin. Write the equation in the form such that c is on the right side. So, itong minus 6, ilalagay natin yan dun sa kabila. Yan. Again, no, guys, pag bawat step, pwede nyo, bawat step natin, pwede nyo i-post and then sagutan nyo muna on your own. Okay, and if your answer is 3x squared minus 2x equals 6, that's correct. Okay, good job. So, next one, anong gagawin natin? If a is not equal to 1, divide natin the complete equation by a such that the coefficient of x squared is 1. So, in completing the square, no, mahalaga na ang a lang natin is equal to 1. So, kung hindi equal to 1, sabi nga, no, dapat lang hindi equal to 1. Dapat equal to 1. So, ito, meron tayong 3 dito. So, anong gagawin? I-divide mo sa a. Ano ba yung a? Yung 3. So, gagawin natin, we're going to divide the whole equation. No, lahat, hindi pwedeng isa. Kasi nga ulitin natin, pag sa equation, kung anong gagawin mo sa kaliwa, gagawin mo din sa kanan. Kasi para yan, kaya nga equal eh. Yan. So, ngayon, anong mangyayari dyan? So, cancel na itong 3, no? 3 over 3, x squared na lang, minus 2 over 3, and 6 divided by 3, 6 divided by 3, that is equal to 2. Negative 2x over 3 is negative 2/3 x. Cancel na tong 3, kaya x squared na lang. Next, add tayo ng b over 2 squared equals 2 plus b over 2. Both sides of the equation, i-add natin yung b over 2 squared. Yan yung ating mahiwagang formula. And i-add natin para maging perfect square trinomial yung ating left side, yung nandito. Nandito ko, pero nandito nyo siya. Okay. Let's continue. So let's solve for B. So I hope guys, alam natin yung B. Ang B natin here, ito yung B natin, di ba? Bx, ax squared plus bx. So ito yung ating B, which is negative 2/3. So yan. Paano ba natin isosolve yan? Negative 2/3 divided by 2, no? Gagawin nyo lang naman dyan, ano eh? Para hindi kayo malilito. Pakita natin sa kanila. Ganito lang po yan. Negative 2 over 3. Ayan po ang ginagawa natin dyan, no? Over 2. Over 1 yan, si 2. Hindi yan over. Merong ano dito. Ito yung ating division, di ba? Negative 2/3 over 2. So, mumultiply nyo lang yan para yung shortcut natin. 2 times 1 or negative 2 times 1 is negative 2. Yan. Tapos ito naman, 3 times 2 is 6. So, negative 2 over 6. Ilo-lowest term mo lang. 2 and 6 are each divisible by 1. So, negative 2 divided by 2, 1. And then 3. Yan. So, negative 1/3 ang ating answer. But don't forget, i-square pa yan. Yan. Erase natin lang yan. Erase muna natin. Mamaya maglalagay pa tayo dyan. So, yun yung ating pag nagmumultidivide tayo ng fraction. Diba? Get the reciprocal of the divisor, then multiply. Okay. Let's continue. So, negative 1/3 squared. So, negative 1/3. So, negative 1/3 times negative 1/3. That is equal to 1 over 9. So, negative times negative is positive. So, kaya, huwag niyong kakalimutan, laging positive ang makukuha natin sa sa b over 2. Yung i-add natin will always be positive. Okay? So, nakuha na natin yung ating i-add both sides of the equation. So, 3, ito pa rin yun. Ito yung ating ito yung in-add natin, yung b over 2, i-add natin na yan dito. Plus 1 over 9, plus 1 over 9. Okay. So, i-add natin to. Paano ba ito i-add? Multiply nyo lang yan. 2 times 9, 18. Plus 1 over 9. Okay? So, yan. So, 19. Ito kapag walang denominator dito sa kabila, whole number, multiply nyo lang ito. 2 times 9 is 18 plus 1. Then copy the denominator, copy nyo lang yung 9. Ngayon, next step natin is to factor. Ulitin ko guys 19 over 9, 2 times 9 plus 1. Okay? So, ito i-factor na natin to. Kukunin mo lang yung square root ng 1 over 9. Square root ng 1 over 9, ito yun. Diba? 1/3. Minus yung nasa gitna, kaya magiging x minus 1/3. And then, raised to 2 equals 19 over 9. Okay? Anong susunod na step? Kukunin mo na yung square root by extracting square root na yan. Okay? So, kunin mo yung square root ng both side. Ang square root ng 9, ito square root ng 9. No, cancel na yun. 1/3 square root ng 9 ay 3. Walang square root ng 19, so let it be. So, dun siya square root of 19 pa rin siya. Okay? And then, solve for the roots, no? Kailangan solo lang si x. Lilipat mo lang si x sa kabila. Minus siya, magiging positive. So, from left side to right side, change the sign. So, anong mangyayari dito? Ang gulo-gulo naman yan. Copy nyo lang yan, same denominator. Okay? So, ibig sabihin yan, same denominator, pag iwalay nyo lang yung dalawa, x sub 1 is equal to 1 plus square root of 19 over 3. So, yung isa naman, x sub 2 equals 1 minus square root of 19 over 3. So, pag same ang denominator, you can simplify it as one fraction. Kahit may operation sa taas, okay lang. Copy nyo na lang yung denominator. Yan, ng both fractions. Okay? So, that's it. Ayan ang ating example ng ating solving quadratic equation by extracting square root. Okay? For my dear students, no, meron akong inihanda sa inyong practice. You have to answer this one. Alam nyo na yung sagot. PM is the key. Okay? Yan. Sa mga hindi ko naman student, no, you can PM din sa akin, no, or email nyo sa akin yan, yung inyong answer. And then, sasabihin ko kung tama naman. Okay, number 1, x squared minus, ang gagawin lang natin, write the missing term to make the expression as a perfect square trinomial. So, ano ba yung pwedeng i-add natin dito? Yan. Number 2, and then yung i-add dyan to make this one a perfect square trinomial. And then, ano yung dapat na nasa gitna para yan ay maging perfect square trinomial. Okay? So, ito yung inyong assignment. And then, there's another one. Solving mo naman tayo, siyempre. Okay? Solve for the roots by completing the square. 1, 2, 3. Okay? So, yan ang inyong magiging assignment. My dear students, my dear grade 9 students, so, yan po ang inyong assignment. And, paano nyo masasolve yan? Balikan nyo lang yung mga binigay kong example kanina. Okay? Yan. Kayang-kaya nyo yan. Huwag kayong sumuko. Kayang-kaya nyo yan. Madali lang yan, guys. Now, we're done with completing the square. Babalik tayo naman. Pupunta naman pala tayo sa another topic, which is the quadratic formula. Okay. Solving quadratic equation by using quadratic formula. Okay. Hindi ko na dinerive, guys, yung quadratic formula. I-derive na lang natin sa classroom natin yan. Okay. But, for now, ibibigay ko na yung formula. Then, ituturo ko paano gamitin yung formula. So, here's the quadratic formula. The quadratic formula, x is equal to a negative b, a plus minus, the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Okay. So, asan makukuha yung b? Yung b, ac, at saka yung over a. Doon natin yan makikita dun sa quadratic equation natin. So, first step natin, of course, kukunin yung ABC. And then, plug in na lang dyan. So, ito yung pinakamadali kasi merong formula. No? So, ilalagay mo lang yan dun sa formula mo. Yan. Tandaan mo yung formula na yan. X equals negative b plus minus a square to b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Yan. Okay. So, let's have an example. Solve for the root of 6x squared equals 10 plus 11x. Again, no? Tinuro naman natin sa atin yun. No? Kailangan nasa standard form yung ating quadratic equation. Meaning to say, we're going to rewrite the equation, this equation into standard form, which is ax squared plus bx plus c is equal to 0. Okay? So, i-rewrite mo muna yan sa standard form. So, yan. Ito yun. Yan. Dapat nandyan yan, ililipat. At itong 10, ayan siya. So, pagsasamahan, ano na yung magiging itsura niyan? So, ang gagawin lang natin, transposition lang naman, no? Hindi na tayo magmumultiply. So, that will be equal to x squared minus 11x minus 10. So, yung ating 11, nandun siya sa kabilang side ng equation. Nandito siya kanina. Kaya naging negative na siya. Ganon din yung 10, nandito siya kanina. Pumunta siya ron, nag-change ng sign. So, 6x squared minus 11x minus 10. No, pansinin nyo, if yung gagamitin mo completing the square, medyo mahirap to kasi malalaking number. So again, no, i-remind ko lang kayo, when you are solving quadratic equation, so ang gagamitin nyo, yung kung saan kayo magaling, kung saan kayo madadalian. Kung mas madali yung factoring, mas okay yon. Kung mas madali yung quadratic formula, okay din yon. Kung nahihirapan kayo mag-factor. Pero I suggest, no, na huwag nyo masyado laging gamitin yung completing the square kasi medyo mahaba yung process. Kung ano nang medyo wala naman kayong time, okay din. So, yan. Sunod natin. So, identify natin yung value ng ABC. A natin is equal to 6. Ang B is negative 11. C is negative 10. Again, from time to time, guys, no, I encourage you na try nyo sagutan muna. You may post, no, kapag may mga tanong, post nyo muna, sagutin nyo. Yan. Ipa-plug in mo lang yun sa formula. Ano uli yung formula? Yan. Katulad yan, post kayo. Ano nga ba yung formula? Yan. Dapat naalala mo yung guys, no? Ang formula is x equals to negative b plus minus square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. So, ilalagay mo yan dito. Lahat ng letter, papalitan mo muna ng parenthesis para hindi tayo malilito. Okay? So, ganyan yung ating process sa pagpa-plug in. We're going to use parenthesis. And then later on, i-remove na natin yung parenthesis. Okay. Sir, bakit kailangan ng parenthesis? Para makikita natin yung minus tapos times negative. Ibig sabihin yung parenthesis, minumultiply natin yan dun sa nasa labas ng parenthesis. Okay? So, plug in na natin yan. Ano ba yung nakuha natin kanina? 6x squared minus 11. Ang ABC natin, 6, negative 11, and negative 10. Ito yung ating formula. Ang ilalagay natin dito is negative 11. Katulad niyan, kapag walang parenthesis, dalawang sign yun, no? Kasi mas mahalaga na mayroong parenthesis, gumagamit tayo ng parenthesis. Negative 11, B rin din yan. And then A naman dito is 6. C will be negative 10. And then A is 6. So, ganyan. After na plug in mo na yung values ng A, B, and C, again, wag natin kalimutan, bago magbigay ng A, B, and C, make sure na yung quadratic equation mo is in the standard form, or x squared plus bx plus c equal to 0. Kasi yung iba dyan nagkakamali. Binibigay agad yung a, b, c. Baka a is 6, ang b is 11, ibinigay nyo 10 agad. So, wag ganon, ha? Okay, so let's continue. So, ang a natin, yun pa rin tayo. Nilagay na natin kanina, negative 11, negative 11, 6, negative 10, 6. So, re-remove na natin yung parenthesis. Negative times negative, that is equal to, anong sagot doon? Yan, ito, imumultiply. Positive 11 na yan. And then this one, ito naman, imumultiply mo lang ito sa sarili niya kasi may exponent. Yan, ito. So, this will be equal to 121. Yan. Then, multiply mo itong dalawang nasa loob ng parenthesis. 6 times negative 10, that is negative 60. Then, the last one will be 2 times 6, that is equal to 12. Yan. Meron pang parenthesis, itong negative 4. So, last, ito naman yung susunod natin, imumultiply mo itong negative 4. Minus 4 yan, so negative 4 times negative 60. And that is equal to positive 240. 6 times 4 is 24. Lagyan mo lang ng 0. So, negative times negative is positive. And then, add mo na lang yung nasa loob ng radicals. Ito yung radical. Pag sinabi, ito yung radical guys, ha? Yung nasa loob ng radical, ito yun. Okay? So, add mo lang yun. Pag in-add mo yun, that is 361. Ngayon, yung 361, i-check mo kung meron tong square root, yung 361. Ano ba square root niyan? Kung ang sagot mo ay 19, very good ka. Kalakpakan natin. Kung meron tayo dyan. Yan, 19 times 19 is 361. Okay, and then ito, over 12, all over 12, paghihiwalayin mo lang yan, 11 plus 19, 12. 11 minus 19 over 12. So, ganun yun. 11 plus 19, 12. So, 20 over 12, 30 over 12 yan. Ano ba yung 30 over 12? So, ilo-lowest term mo lang yan. Saan pwede i-divide yan? So, ang greatest common factor nila, saan sila pwede? Sa 2 ba? Sa 3 ba? No? Saan yun? Sa 6. So, 30 divided by 6. Tapos, 12 divided by 6. Ano kayang sagot doon? Yan, sagot dun ay 5 over 2. Ito naman, 11 minus 19 is negative 8, di ba? So, negative 8. Ngayon, ilo-lowest term mo lang yan. Ano yung GCF nila? 4. So, negative 8 divided by 4 is negative 2 over 3. So, negative 2 over 3 ang ating sagot dyan. Okay? And yan yung ating example sa pagsosolve using quadratic formula. Okay, let's have another example. Okay. So, ganun pa rin to, x squared. At tulad dito, no, ito dapat nasa kabila kasi dapat standard form. So, ililipat mo yan, magiging 3x squared plus 5x plus 3 equals 0. So, wala na siya dito. Ilipat lang. Again, huwag nyo kalimutan when you are transposing, no, just change the sign lang ng integer. Yan, ABC mo will be 3, and then B is 5, C is 3. Again, no, bago mo ibigay yung A, B, and C mo, yan po ay kailangan nasa standard form. Yan. Anong ilalagay natin dito? Si B. 5. Dito, anong dito? B din. Dito naman, 4A. So, ano yung A? 3. And then 4AC. Yung C is 3. All over 2A. So, yung A na nakuha mo is 3. So, yan yung pag-plug in natin. Next, after plugging in the values of A, B, and C, removing na yung parentheses. So, let's remove the parentheses. Yan na po. Binilisan ko lang, ano? Negative times positive is negative 5. And then multiply mo lang to sa sarili niya. 5 times 5, 25. Then, ito naman, 3 times 3 is 9. Okay? So, 2 times 3, that is equal to 6. And, okay, then we will have 25. Ito multiply naman natin to. 3 times 9. That is negative 36. Then, i-add mo lang ito. 25 minus 36. That is negative 11. Okay. So, naalala nyo, no, meron tayong rule doon sa may ating na kapag yung nasa loob ng ng radical natin, no, is negative, no, sa ating extracting square root. Meron tayong ng less than ng 0. Yun ay no real roots. Ganun din dito sa quadratic, using quadratic formula. If you encounter this one, no, like this one, okay, yan yun. Since negative 11 is not a real number, since square root of negative 11 is not a real number, di ba, meron tayong rule, no, na kapag ang nasa radical natin is less than 0 or negative number, no real solution yan. So, dyan tayo gagamit ng no. So, hindi na natin yan isosolve. Kasi, ang natin, na yan ay not real, not real or no real solution. Okay? So, kailan mangyayari yan ng no real solution? Kapag yung nasa loob ng radical, kasi there's no such number na ang square root ay magkaibang number. Kasi pag nag-multiply kayo ng number, dapat same para maging kumuha ng square root. Kapag same number, dapat positive. So, ito negative. So, pag square root of 19, okay lang yun. Kunyari, square root of positive 11. So, hindi mo na siya gagawin. Pero pag negative, no real solution. Okay? So, yan. Meron tayong no real solution. So, let's have another example. So, ganun pa rin dito. Lipat natin from minus 9 to positive 9. And then, ipa-plug in natin. Ano yung nakalagay dito? B. Ito yung B natin. B pa rin dito. So, B, negative B plus minus B squared minus 4A. A ang nandito. Ang A natin is 4. C. Ito ang C naman ay 9. And then dito is 2A. So, 4 din. Ayan, no? So, kailangan wag nyo kalimutan yung formula natin. X equals negative B plus minus square root of B squared minus 4AC all over 2A. Then just remove the parentheses by multiplying the signs. Negative times negative is positive 12. So ito, negative 12 times negative 12, that is equal to 144. 12 times 12. And then 4 times 9 is 36. Multiply natin yan. Okay? 2 times 4, 8. Next one is multiply 4 times 36. What is 4 times 36 is 144. Subtract natin yan. So, that is equal to 0. Again, ano nga uli yung square root ng 0? May square root ba yung 0? Of course, meron. Ang square root ng 0 ay 0. So, kaya, meron tayong 12 plus 0 na lang to. So, kahit hindi na natin sama. 12 minus 0 is 12 pa rin. 12 plus 0, 0 pa rin yun. Wala, ibig sabihin dito, meron tayong one solution lang, no? Isa lang yung nakuha natin. Kasi, no, nung nagsimula tayo, meron tayong one solution, may no solution, meron ding two solution. Hanggang 2 lang, walang 3. So, 12 over 8, we're just going to simplify this one. Ang GCF niyan is 4. Okay, so, x will be 3 over 2. So, since there's only one solution, isa lang yung solution natin. And that is 3 over 2. Okay? Yan. Next natin. Okay, so ang next natin is practice itong assignment na rin. My dear students, no, dalawa lang naman ito. Yan. Solve for the root of x squared minus 3x equals 1. And then the other one is 4x squared minus 4x equals 3. Yan, my dear students, no? And ito na yung end ng ating slide, no? Yan. Batiin nyo yung inyong mga teachers ng Happy Teachers Day. To all the teachers na around the world, no? Sa buong mundo, sa Pilipinas, pinabati ko po kayo ng Happy Teachers Day and keep serving our students. Keep them, encourage nyo lang sila lagi. Yan, at saka maging example tayo sa kanila. God bless you all and thank you. Bye-bye.